Hey, what's going on everyone? How's it going? It's Non here, and welcome back to another Sting 2 video. Today we're gonna be talking about the Thunderlord. Today we finally got our hands on the Thunderlord after waiting for 3 weeks. And I've been playing with the Thunderlord for the last couple of hours. I've been playing some PvP, some PVE, some Gambit, to test the weapon out, see his strengths, see his weaknesses, and now I'm gonna tell you about them. Alright, so first of all you gotta do to get the Thunderlord is complete the Lost Cryptid quest. It's a pretty short quest. It has 3 steps, and each step takes around less than 5 minutes. Maybe the last one maybe it'll take you 10, but you can pretty much get the entire quest done in just half an hour. They are pretty easy missions, only at 200 light, so you should be pretty good. Alright, so now let's take a look at the perks on the actual weapon. And firstly we have Rain Havoc. Kills with this weapon generate lightning strikes from above. So when you get a kill, you have something similar to a Firefly explosion, except that you don't actually have to hit a headshot. Use that enemies always explode, very similar to the Sunshot, use that this time is with Arc Energy. For the magazine perk we have some AP rounds, which will let us destroy shields faster and also slightly increase our range. Now for the trade perks, the first one is lightning rounds. This weapon will fire faster and more accurately the longer the trigger is held. So the more you hold the trigger, the faster it's going to become, pretty similar to the Suros. And the second part to this perk is that dealing continuous damage will generate some lightning strikes. So if you start shooting a boss, after a while you're gonna start to see some lightning strikes. Even if you don't kill anything, you just gotta do some extra damage to the boss and also things around the boss, which is kind of a neat touch, use a little bit extra damage. And the final perk that we have on the weapon is Feeding Frenzy. Kills with this weapon increase the reload speed for a short period of time. So yeah, you're always gonna have faster reload speed with the Thunderlord, as long as you kill one thing. Doesn't have to be a headshot, nothing like that, just one normal kill. So some of you might be wondering what's the difference between this one and the year 1 version. Well, there's not really that big of a difference, except that this one actually has a bigger magazine, a 62, opposed to the 42 round magazine they used to have in D1. Which is definitely an improvement, just having more rounds in the mag is gonna make the Thunderlord much better. Alright, so now let's talk about how the weapon actually performs. So first of all, for PvE, it is really good at killing ads. If the ads are anywhere close to each other, it's gonna be amazing. If you kill something with a lightning strike, it will actually proc another lightning strike and it starts a chain of explosions and it's amazing. The Thunderlord is just a very satisfying ad killing machine. The weapon sounds amazing, it feels amazing to fire the weapon, and then all the explosions make the weapon even more epic. Alright, so now for dealing with bigger enemies, it's not as amazing as when it comes to ad clearing, but it's still pretty good. It can still output a pretty good amount of damage against majors or bosses. What helps it here is just the extra damage that you get from the lightning strikes for just constantly firing at the boss. So while the damage may not be like super amazing, you won't see some whisper level damage, some sleeper level damage, but it's still pretty good and a pretty solid choice when it comes to doing damage to bosses. So this makes the Thunderlord quite a versatile weapon. You can do amazing against ads while still outputting some pretty good boss damage. If you are planning on using Thunderlord against a boss in PvE, make sure that you have either a barrier or a Lunafaction Rift, because that thing just makes it so much better. Being able to reach that max rate of fire and just gonna stay there for a while, it's amazing. So Thunderlord is definitely a good choice for PvE. Alright, so now moving on to Crucible. And in the Crucible, Thunderlord is going to be doing 41 damage per headshot and 30 per body shot. That means it's going to take 5 headshots to kill somebody, which I was kind of disappointed with. I thought it was going to be able to do just enough to forward tap somebody, but we don't have that. We actually have to hit 5 headshots instead of 4 like it was in D1. And even though it's not really doing the damage it used to do in D1, you can still kill people in the Crucible pretty quickly. Especially if they get close to each other and they actually get hit by some of the lightning strike damage. You just melt through groups of people and it's amazing. It's just a very satisfying weapon to use in the Crucible. And that's without mentioning that you actually get quite a lot of ammo when you pick up heavy ammo. So if you're landing your shots and you're killing people very effectively with your Thunderlord, you can pretty much keep it for a pretty long time and just rack up a lot of kills with it, use like the machine guns were known to do in Destiny 1. That feeling of going on a rampage with a machine gun is definitely back here with the Thunderlord. The one thing you want to keep in mind if you're gonna take the Thunderlord into the Crucible is that you need to land headshots. If you do not hit some headshots, your damage is gonna drop down to 30 and it's just gonna take a lot more shots to kill, And somebody else with something like a Luna may actually outgun you if you are missing your headshots. So you gotta be careful that you're not in the open for too long, and also that you're hitting your headshots. But if you're doing that, you're gonna find a lot of success with the Thunderlord, just because the amount of ammo it can actually carry, and how that ammo can actually translate into kills. So I think that the Thunderlord is pretty good for the Crucible. It's not super amazing. I don't think it's on the level of Warcliffe Coil, where you just kinda look at something and you just delete it. But you can definitely still do pretty good with it, and if you play your ammo right, you can get a lot more kills than you would with the other power weapons. And lastly, we're gonna talk a little bit about Gambit. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because I'm pretty much just gonna repeat the things that I said about PvE and PvP. But in Gambit, it can be very useful at just clearing out ads. Since that's the thing that the Thunderlord excels at, it also excels here, where the ads are usually in very tight groups, they're very close to each other, so the Thunder Strikes just do amazing against them. You're gonna just run through waves of ads super quickly with the Thunderlord. Just make sure that you're also not running super quickly through your ammo, especially if you're not getting lucky with the ammo drops, because the ammo may actually become a bit of a problem. So just keep an eye on your ammo, but you should be able to destroy just waves of enemies with ease with the Thunderlord. It actually also deals pretty well with the blockers. You seem to kill them pretty quickly, you do a lot of damage to them, and also the lightning strikes help you kill them even faster, so that's pretty good. And lastly, the Thunderlord for invading. And I'm not really gonna recommend the Thunderlord for invading. Just because it's a pretty close range weapon. You can't really push your range too far. And in Gambit, where you a lot of the time find yourself at long range against linear fusion rifles, the Thunderlord is just not very effective. Could you make it work? Yeah, I got a couple of team wipes with the Thunderlord, but those were mostly thanks to the enemy team's lack of awareness. If the enemy team is smart and they stay at range, the Thunderlord is not really going to be very effective at all, due to its low range and also that it takes quite a while to kill somebody with it. So in the meantime, you're probably going to be getting shot by their teammates. So for invading with Thunderlord, I wouldn't really recommend it. But if you want to use the night clearing machine in Gambit, then the Thunderlord might be what you're looking for. So overall, I'm actually pretty happy with the Thunderlord. I've been really enjoying myself with it. I was really afraid that they were going to mess it up and just make it super weak, and it wasn't going to be worth it. But I'm happy that it's actually useful, and it's actually pretty good. Anyways, with that, we're going to end today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already, and tell me down in the comments below, what do you guys think of Thunderlord? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Just let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Anyways, thank you for watching today, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care everyone, have a good day.